Thank you for tuning in to Inside Taiwan. I'm Melvin Tam. Over the weekend, the president candidate campaigned intensively around the island. KMT presidential candidate Ma Ying-jeou visited the Foguangshan Monastery in Kaohsiung and returned to Taipei for the launch of his supporters group consisted of retired civil servants and police officers before canvassing for votes in a motorcade through Taoyuan. President Ma Ying-jeou was welcomed with applause from retired civil servants and police officers. After PFP Chairman James Soong announced his presidential bid, the KMT has gone all out in securing basic voting blocks, especially the votes from retired civil servants, teachers and police officers. Besides recounting his achievements during the past 3 years, President Ma didn't forget to slam his rivals in the speech. In the morning of December 25th, Ma went to the Foguang Monastery in Kaohsiung to attend the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Buddha Memorial Center, which took more than 10 years to build. During a speech, Ma stressed that the achievements of the Foguangshan Monastery in humanitarian assistance and cultural exchanges are in line with his ideal of governing the country. After wrapping up the two events, Ma canvassed for votes in Taoyuan and motorcade and met up with his running mate Wu Dunyi in Hsinchu at the launch ceremony of the support group of labor groups. As the election enters its final stage, candidates are doing their best to campaign as much as possible. The DPP presidential candidate Tsai Ing-wen spent last weekend campaigning in northern Taiwan. She first attended a rally organized by supporters from academic circles and later appeared in the 10th anniversary event of the Taiwan Solidarity Union. Tsai said that if she gets elected next year, she will seek cooperation with the TSU on cross-strait policies and domestic livelihood issues.
A group in support of Tsai Ing-wen's 2012 presidential bid was formed on Sunday by academics from around Taiwan, including Lin Mingzhang, an academician of Academia Sinica, as well as members of Taiwan Association of University Professors. Tsai thanks these academics for backing her and supporting her cause to change Taiwan's social environment and economic outlook. A new wave of national campaign events is scheduled to be launched on December 26th by Tsai's camp, with Tsai's hometown Pingdong being the starting point. Tsai also attended Taiwan Solidarity Union's 10th anniversary event on Sunday, which former President Lee Teng-hui missed as he was still recovering from a recent surgery. At the event, TSU Chairman Huang Kunhui presented Tsai with a piggy bank to show his full support. Tsai said that the DPP will cooperate with the TSU on livelihood issues and cross-strait policies to safeguard the sovereignty of Taiwan. With less than 3 weeks left before voting day, Tsai said she will keep campaigning hard to give herself a chance to win.
PFP presidential candidate James Soong ventured into Hakka areas such as Taoyuan and Miaoli, where he discussed his Hakka policy. Soong also discussed his opponent's large-scale public campaigning, saying that it's a waste of taxpayers' money and would cause unnecessary commotion and potential risk regarding public security. Soong said that he was using his own campaign strategy and warned voters to disregard false polling information.
James Soong received a warm reception at a special fundraising dinner held deep in Hakka communities. Soong did not forget to speak some Hakka, saying that he was a Hakka person. With the election entering the final countdown, he criticized his opponent's use of large-scale public events and motorcades to appeal to voters. Soong said that Ma's activities were a waste of government funds and caused unnecessary commotion. Soong discussed his campaign strategy and told supporters to disregard the unfavorable polling data, as he said his opponents were faking such information. He urged voters to follow their own convictions and have clear vision. Regarding the first public debate and the failure to broadcast his post-debate interview, Soong said the Central Election Commission was unfair. Regarding the second debate, he said on the 30th he would launch a strong complaint.
Far Eastern Air Transport has resumed the business for 8 months now, and it starts to offer flight services between the domestic airport in Kaohsiung and outlying islands on Christmas Day, with 15% price discount on routes to and from Jinmen and Megong.
接下来看到的是第3款 After returning to business for 8 months, the Far Eastern Air Transport started to offer flight services at the Kaohsiung Domestic Airport since December 25th. The counter remains at the same site and is easy for old customers to find. The airline offers one daily flight service from Kaohsiung to Kinmen and Magong with a 15% discount when tickets are purchased at the counter. The promotion will last until the end of February and is applicable through the Chinese New Year holidays. From January next year, there will be 2 daily services from Kaohsiung to Magong. Every Thursday and Saturday, the services to and from Kinmen will be increased to 2 daily flights. The company shows its great ambition to grab the market share by offering low prices. This would be happy news for frequent flyers on these routes. Starting from January 15th, the airline will gradually expand its flight services to mainland China, with regular flights from Kaohsiung to Chengdu, Nanning, Haikou, and Hefei at discounted prices.
The new year is just 1 week away, and the Taipei 101 Tower is planning to hold another spectacular fireworks show as usual. In order to meet the transportation needs of the revelers, the Taipei Rapid Transportation Corporation has announced that it will offer 42-hour continuous MRT services from New Year's Eve to the next day. And cable car services at Mao Kong will extend by 4 hours to 2 a.m. the next morning. Meanwhile, Thai Rail will also add 25 additional train services, including one carrying people to Taidong's Taimali for the first sunrise of 2012.
It's a spectacular sight, 30,000 firecrackers released in one single session. Taipei 101 Tower is famous for its New Year fireworks display, and a 202-second fireworks show is being planned for 2012, or year 101 of the ROC. And the show is expected to set a new record in fireworks density. To meet the transportation needs of the reveling crowd, the Taipei Rapid Transit Corporation has announced that aside from the Xinbeitou and Xiaobitan branch lines, the main lines including Danshui, Xingdian, Luzhou, Zhonghe, Banqiao, Nangang, and Wenshan, Neihu will all begin 42 hours of continuous services from 6 a.m. on December 31st to the end of January the 1st. And the cable car service at Mao Kong will also be extended by 4 hours from 10 p.m. on New Year's Eve to 2 a.m. the next morning, giving visitors a chance to enjoy Taipei 101's fireworks show in mid-air. Meanwhile, the Taiwan Railways Administration also plans to add 24 train services to send the revelers home and to carry passengers to Taimali Township of Taidong County to observe the first sunrise of the new year. The TRA said that according to past experiences, the traveling crowd at the Taipei Railway Station would increase by 50,000 to 60,000 people after 7 p.m. on New Year's Eve until early morning of the next day. So the Taipei Railway Station will offer 24-hour services on January the 1st for the convenience of the public.
And with the end of the year approaching, the Huashan Social Welfare Foundation mobilized 101 volunteers, including postal workers and young people, to distribute food and gifts to elderly people living alone. The foundation has been dedicated to the long-term care of elderly as well as fundraising for this cause to ensure that the elderly are able to enjoy a good new year.
This Social Welfare Foundation from Taoyuan County mobilized 101 volunteers to provide New Year dishes and gifts to deliver to elderly people living alone in Taoyuan City. Upon seeing these volunteers, Mr. Chen was quite happy and grateful. The Huashan Social Welfare Foundation said that it had received support from many to help them deliver this food to these elderly. This has helped reduce their financial burden. They have taken care of more than 1,000 people in Taoyuan, those that lost their ability to take care of themselves. Their support is helping many of these people have a good new year. Aside from taking care of the elderly, the foundation helped raise funds and support for the homeless. The foundation also appealed to many people to think of others as the end of the year approaches, helping make society more compassionate.
Because of the cold front, the temperature at Alishan of Jiayi County dropped to 0.1 degrees Celsius on December 25th, and the grass is covered in a thin blanket of frost. Although the weather is cold, tourists pack the area, and almost all the rooms on New Year's Eve have been booked. And local businessmen believe the market has returned to the level before Typhoon Morakot.
The cold front is quite powerful, and the temperature in Alishan dropped to 0.1 degrees Celsius on December 25th, causing a thin layer of white frost. With the resumption of train service of the forest train and the highway, the number of tourists starts to grow. As of now, the number of visitors has exceeded 1.4 million people, double the figure last year. Since the New Year's Eve coincides with long weekend, almost all the rooms in the period have been sold out. To welcome the first sunrise in 2012, the Jiayi County government and the Forestry Bureau will organize a sunrise concert. The number of people watching sunrise is estimated to exceed 10,000. So the Zhoushan Line also has additional services to cope with the crowd. But since each train service can only accommodate 350 passengers, passengers are encouraged to get an early start to catch the train. While the train service that connects the Alishan and the Forest Shopping Bridge hasn't yet to open to traffic, the Forestry Bureau plans to use tour buses as shuttle transportation, offering tourists more convenience.